I'm going to make this video really quick. Got a lot of stuff to do today. The Super Bowl's going on today. Don't want this to be very long of a video, but I wanted to comment on this controversy that has ensued over the weekend regarding this meme video that Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social account depicting the Obamas as apes and chimpanzees and the rest of the Democrats as other animals in the jungle, elephants, giraffes, hyenas, zebras. I wanted to comment on this and all of the hyperbolic pearl clutching by many people over this post. And I want to explain why I don't care about this. And I don't care about this one bit at all. I mean, let me just explain where I'm coming from. So it's only been 6 months. 6 months ago, the Director of National Intelligence, and the Director of National Intelligence is an office that was created after 9/11. So all of the intelligence agencies, 17 agencies, had a central office to gather all the intelligence from the different 17 agencies: CIA, FBI, NSA, Naval Intelligence, Army Intelligence, State Department Intelligence, Treasury. All of the different intelligence agencies are all underneath the umbrella of the Director of National Intelligence. The Director of National Intelligence has the highest level of intelligence or highest level of security, and has access to all of the intelligence and all of the intelligence agencies. And 6 months ago, the current Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, released proof, information, intelligence that the Obama administration conspired to frame Donald Trump as a Russian asset or a Russian spy. It is what launched the Mueller investigation, which lasted for 2 years during President Trump's first term. And we learned that Barack Obama was running it all. I want you to listen to what Tulsi Gabbard says here.
Good afternoon. At President Trump's direction and with the support and coordination with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Rick Crawford, today we've released a declassified oversight majority staff report that was produced in September of 2020. The stunning revelations that we are releasing today should be of concern to every American. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic and American voters having faith that the votes cast will count. There is irrefutable evidence that details how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't. The report that we released today shows in great detail how they carried this out. They manufactured findings from shoddy sources. They suppressed evidence and credible intelligence that disproved their false claims. They disobeyed traditional tradecraft intelligence community standards and withheld the truth from the American people. In doing so, they conspired to subvert the will of the American people who elected Donald Trump in that election in November of 2016. They worked with their partners in the media to promote this lie, ultimately to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump and launching what would be a years-long coup against him and his administration.
2 years. It was a 2-year coup. The Mueller investigation lasted for 2 years, crippled his administration for 2 years. They knew it was fake the whole time. They worked overtime to let Hillary Clinton off of the legitimate investigation into her mishandling of classified information. The entire reason that James Comey came out before the election in 2016 and gave that speech saying that Hillary Clinton broke the law, but she didn't intend to break the law. The only reason he did that is because Obama's attorney general was caught meeting on a DOJ airplane with Hillary Clinton's husband while she was under investigation. And then Loretta Lynch had to, she didn't recuse herself, but she just said that she's deferring to the recommendation of the FBI. So that's what put Comey in the position to come out and give that speech. Take a listen to this report.
For many shocked by the outcome of the 2016 election, one theory on how it happened seemed to prevail.
There should be no fuzz on this whatsoever. The Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle.
Charges of election interference by Russia were explored by Congress, Special Counsel Robert Mueller, and Special Counsel John Durham. But a new report from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence assesses key intelligence was manipulated and withheld from the American people by the intelligence community, calling out former FBI Director James Comey, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former CIA Director John Brennan, and former President Barack Obama, and a December 9th, 2016 National Security Council meeting.
The tasks that came out of that meeting was coming from President Obama directing the intelligence community to
Obama was directing it. And how could you not believe that Obama was directing it? He was the president of the United States. Of course he was directing it. This monkey right here.
National Security Council meeting.
The tasks that came out of that meeting was coming from President Obama directing the intelligence community to produce an intelligence assessment that detailed not if, but how Moscow affected the outcome of the election that had already occurred, electing Donald Trump to the presidency.
Gabbard suggesting a cover-up of key information about Russia's intent and capabilities, hacking into election systems and infrastructure. But these just declassified documents detail what was said at the time, that foreign adversaries do not have and will probably not obtain the capabilities to successfully execute widespread and undetected cyber attacks. Cyber attacks, though, very different from influence operations.
So that's what they started saying, is that, well, it was two different campaigns. It was the cyber attacks to hack the information using Guccifer 2.0 and DC leaks to hack into the DNC and John Podesta's Gmail account and to steal all these emails, which there was no evidence that any of that stuff was stolen and given to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks stated many times that he knew who his sources were, and it wasn't Guccifer 2.0, whoever that may be, or DC leaks, but the influence campaign. So this is what they came out after Tulsi Gabbard released this information. So yeah, maybe the Russians didn't have the ability to hack, but the influence campaign, the buying Facebook ads, and think about it, influence campaign. I mean, who's not trying to influence people? I mean, is that against the law? What were these Russians even doing in the United States under the Obama administration? The fact that the Russians, if they did what the Obama administration said that they did, the fact that they were able to do that during the Obama administration is an indictment on the Obama administration. It's not an indictment on Donald Trump. And $100,000 spent on Facebook ads is not a influence campaign. They spent $100,000 on Facebook ads in rubles. They converted the $100,000 into Russian currency and then bought Facebook ads. It's obviously a plot to frame them. I said I didn't want to make this video very long, and I'm not going to make it very long. I just wanted to explain to you why I don't care about the Obamas having their faces imposed on gorillas and chimps, and why I don't care. Because you don't care about this. If you don't care about this, then why would I care about something as stupid as the Obama's heads imposed on apes? I want you to listen to what Michael Schellenberger says here to Megyn Kelly. Michael Schellenberger is not a Republican. He is a environmentalist activist predominantly, but he got into the exposure of the Twitter files, and he was in on the exposure of the Obama administration trying to frame Donald Trump as well. He's an investigative journalist. Many whistleblowers from the CIA and FBI reached out to him to give their sides of this story. I want you to listen to what Michael Schellenberger says here to Megyn Kelly.
Even on the Obama one, we asked the person that we interviewed that's still at the CIA, that was one of the authors of the ICA, about Obama, and they said, we do not know President Obama's role in the ICA, but presume that then National Security Advisor Susan Rice, Homeland Security Advisor Lisa Monaco, and in particular Deputy National Security Advisor Avril Haines, who was Cohen's predecessor as Brennan's CIA Deputy Director, played a role in the ICA's timeline and rollout. So this idea that sort of they've somehow proven that Obama wasn't involved is belied by the reality of how this works, which is that Obama is at the top of a hierarchy of intelligence officials,
absolutely,
all of whom were involved in the ICA. Now, of course, they could have kept him from it, but this idea that somehow there's proof that Obama wasn't involved is not true. The person
just to interject, there is proof that they were going to give him a report on December 8th that downplayed Russian interference. Then there was some meeting with his chief of staff that resulted in a memo saying, per the president's direction, we're going a new way. And then came December 9th, where they started anew on the new project, which would result in that January 17 ICA. But between December 9th and January 17, they did all the leaks to the media saying the Russians interfered and they did it to help Trump. And we have a memo saying per the president's direction. So it's not just supposition that Obama authorized this.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, the very night that they had a huge meeting on December 9th that included Susan Rice, included all of the cabinet officials for the intelligence and security agencies. That night, multiple people, according to the New York Times and Washington Post, went to the New York Times and Washington Post and said the Russians favored Trump, and framed this early on before ever doing the ICA.
Obama was running all of it. And listen, folks, it's going to be impossible for you to get me to care about something as stupid as this, as the Obama's heads being imposed on gorillas and chimpanzees. I don't care about this because you don't care about serious issues about the Obama administration and what Obama did to subvert our republic. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And that's why I don't care.